Dateline, Choktal, Kyrgyzstan. NGOs and officials representing governments in the South Caucasus and Central Asia gather for a consultative hearing. The highlight of the hearing, a dramatic appeal from a Turkmen civil society expert.
This is a call from civil society to the representatives of the governments. We know your intention to protect and promote human rights in the region and in your countries, given that you have signed a lot of international conventions, UN instruments, and other regional and other human rights protection instruments. So take this opportunity as a hand given to you by the civil society activists in order to improve the situation of human rights in your countries. Here it is, we are civil society representatives who are ready to help you and make people's lives in your countries better. So please take into consideration seriously our proposals from our side. It will help you a lot and the people and to us. Thank you.
The offer of civil society assistance came during a simulation training exercise organized by PASOS as part of Opening the Doors of Policymaking, a project that aims to strengthen CSOs, foster regional networking, and promote sustained dialogue with policymakers in the two regions. The three-day training program drew participants from Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan. The civil society representatives attended sessions on training for civil society trainers. In this session, for example, trainees wrote and presented theoretical project proposals. Civil society experts, including top analysts from PASOS member organizations, then critiqued the presentations.
What I was missing from the presentation is information on what the content of this program is for the two target groups, journalists and civil servants, because the content, as I explained, more related to the capacity building of think tanks, but I couldn't relate what this could be, whether this will be beneficial for the other two target groups.
Meanwhile, the government officials participated in workshops on how to work with NGOs. Afterwards, the two groups came together for the simulation exercise. The simulation was designed by Maria Golubova of the Center for Public Policy Providus, a member of the PASOS network of think tanks.
It was designed specifically to bring together public administration officials and policy analysts from Central Asia and South Caucasus and expose them to a way in which ideas about policy are exchanged in a formal setting, which is not just consultative council or one of those groups which are created more for the sake of form than content, but where they have to speak about the substance of policy proposals made by civil society think tanks. We simulated a consultation about the European Instrument for Democracy and Human Rights, supposing that the European Commission wanted to create a program for the region and not for each country specifically, which is of course wishful thinking, but we just used it in order to model the situation in the given circumstances. We asked the government representatives, public administration officials, to act as government representatives and civil society analysts to act as civil society representatives and to make their proposals about what should be the priorities for European Instrument for Democracy and Human Rights in South Caucasus and Central Asia. In this case, the government representatives had to react to the substance of the proposals. This was the main goal of the simulation, and that's how it was designed. And I think it worked. And in our case, the public administration officials did react to the substance of civil society proposals.
According to the participants, the training and simulation exercises provided useful and practical information on how to boost cooperation between civil society and governments.
Simulation exercise gave me real opportunity to feel some real debates, and also after the simulation we analyzed our gaps and we analyzed the reasons why civil society organizations often fail in this dialogue process, and it was very practical, and it was a platform to implement some real debate skills and to see some trade-off from the government side.
I expected to learn some more effective ways that the civil society and public administration officials could cooperate in order to record better results for the sustainable development of Armenia. We practically tried to make this dialogue between the civil society and the public officials on the other hand make happen, and we saw how it really works, and it can work, so we felt the potential of ourselves. I think this can help everyone who participated in the simulation later on to do the same when they go back home with already the government officials with their NGOs and the NGOs with their governments.
So now, after completing this training and conference, I have more specific vision and about think tanks, what they're doing, what is their main tasks and responsibilities. So I will try to work in cooperation with civil society, and as there is very few think tanks in Tajikistan, I will try to support maybe more projects, or maybe we'll try to write by ourselves that our government will support more think tanks to be created in Tajikistan.
Opening the doors of policymaking was made possible with funding from the United Nations Democracy Fund.